We'll go on to the OKC here. And I'm really excited about the OKC this season because I think it could be really wide open. Last couple years, EGR was loaded, or Byron Center was going on its run, or even Forest Hills Northeastern, if you want to go back to like the Famulac Nicholson era. There always seems to be a team or a couple teams that separated themselves from the pack, and I suppose that could still happen as the upcoming season unfolds. But as we sit here preseason, I don't think that's going to be the case. In the OKC preview linked in the description below, I got into a lot of detail and excitement I have for Granville in particular this year. But it's not because they're uber talented or loaded with top guys. I just love the way they play the game and the way they play for each other. I think that's important too. I don't know that it's enough in my mind to say the Bulldogs are a clear cut favorite to be the best team in the OKC. East might take a little bit of a step back this year. Byron Center should bounce back after a quote unquote down year last season. They still won 16 games, hardly a down year. But Caledonia, a lot of important guys back for the Scots this year. They surprised some people last year. That won't happen again this time around. Caledonia should be on everyone's radar now. Forest Hills Schools. Central has the best player west of 127 in Ben Milak. I interviewed him earlier this fall at MHA. Great interview. Very well spoken. He mentioned taking a media class or something like that at Central. So hats off to the school there. Doing good work, because Benny was ready for a segment, I think, on Wednesday night with NHL on TNT with Biz and the boys there, I think. So he's as big as a house, too. I'm 6'1", and he made me feel small. So Milak skates well, strong. But what I love most about his game is his vision and hockey IQ. That doesn't necessarily lead to big stat stuffing numbers, but it should absolutely put him in the conversation for top prospects in the game today. Northeastern on the other side of town, I've been a big Nolan Gino fan for a couple seasons now. I look for him to take a big step in his development and roll with the Bird Dogs. Leading scorer Justin Halverson had a real nice fall in the MDHL. Still might not have a ton of depth. I think that's what's been holding back Northeast the last few seasons, but still enough pieces there to make things difficult on opponents in the OKC. Who haven't I talked about yet? GRCC first-year coach Kyle Marchand takes the reins. He's back in high school hockey as a head coach after spending several years as an assistant for FHC. A lot of optimism around the program, and for good reason. You know, senior Jacob Aaron is back in net. I'm told teammates just love this guy, a quiet leader that people want to play for. I could totally see him anchoring the Cougs to a couple big wins this season. Muskegon schools. I raved about Eli Habitler and how he looked at the MDHL showcase on the last episode of the pod. Big fan of his now. He'll be great for Mona Shores. The Tilden brothers are gone, but you still got Habitler. Also got Quinn Atticott on the back end. He's not a flashy guy, but super effective. I would take him in my lineup any day. Reith's Puffer, I think 3 of their top 4 scorers are back from a season ago. Plus senior goalie Huck Van Dyke, who won 16 games for the Rockets last season. Both Mona Shores and Reith's Puffer are in the same division as Granville, who, like I said, I've made pretty clear is my top team in the OKC. But I don't have them head and shoulders above anybody, especially the Sailors and Rockets. So either or both could finish ahead of Granville in the season standings, and I wouldn't be totally shocked. And as far as Granville is concerned, look, I sat in the media scrum with Coach Brazil after their 4-3 loss to eventual state champion Powers in the state semifinals last March. And he kind of grinned and very confidently just said, we'll be back. And look, we all say we're going to be back. We'll get another chance, unfinished business, yada, yada, yada. But very few of us ever actually do make it back to the mountaintop for a second chance. There was something different in Coach Brazil's words, though. It wasn't a statement of hope or wishful thinking. It was a level of confidence, certainty that he knew something the rest of us didn't, is what it felt like. That the guys he's got in his program are capable of getting back to Plymouth a second time. So I'm reading the tea leaves a little bit into coach's words from the end of last season, coupled with the fact that they've got major contributors like Aiden Karras back in goal, Lewis Gardine back on the blue line, a budding young D prospect that could shoot up people's radars with a big season. Landon Smith, a great guy to have in the heart of your lineup, doing the dirty work and setting an example for the rest of the team to follow. I'm just all in on Granville this year. Uh, some players I like around the league, I haven't gotten to yet. Luke Goheen for BC, I think he could be a difference maker for them. They're looking for a go-to guy offensively. He's certainly capable of being the straw that kind of stirs the drink there for the Bulldogs, especially after what I saw from him this past fall. Charlie Finch won 20 games in net as a freshman playing for EGR. That was a top 25 strength of schedule in the state last season, and Finch put up video game numbers. Had a lot of help around him with a strong senior class, so might not have been leaned on as heavily as I expect him to be this season. Finch may be the team's most important player this winter in the key to their success. But Bryce Bjornson, Trevor Bird had nice fall seasons, excuse me. But guys like Whit Hill and Jacob Goosens, freshmen a season ago, playing big minutes on the back end, are going to have to fast track their development a little bit because they could be leaned on heavily, despite being just sophomores on the back end there. Could be a developmental year there for the Pioneers with a lot of young guys looking to fill important roles in the lineup. Crew Anderson, big bodied forward for West Ottawa. He had a good fall too, earned a spot in the MDHL showcase earlier this month. Grand Rapids Christian acquires Kennewa Hills. What's that newly minted co op bring to the table? Hudsonville. The turnaround in Hudsonville is real, folks. Jason Castor, Todd O'Gorman, just three seniors on that team right now. Eagles may still be a year away, but a bright future with a bunch of underclassmen. 6 wins 2 seasons ago, 8 wins a season ago. Don't be surprised if this team is above 500 at season's end with some real nice wins that leave people like myself scratching their heads thinking, what just happened? I'm telling you, fly Eagles fly there. Okay, that's a lot of OKC talk, but there's a lot of teams too. Largest conference in the state in terms of number of programs, 16 teams across 2 divisions. The conference tournament enters year 2. We didn't even talk about that. A lot of good things going on in the OKC. Innovative things. So keep doing your thing, boys. I like what I'm seeing. So okay. As if that wasn't enough OKC chatter, like I said, you can obviously get more at the link in the description for full conference previews, or head over to Instagram for complete conference standings projections as well.